This is an ABC 12 First Alert Special Report.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. As thunderstorms continue to develop, we have a couple brand new severe thunderstorm warnings, including one that is in effect for northeastern Shiawassee County, the northern part of Genesee County, pretty much all of Saginaw County, and the northwestern part of Tuscola County. And that is the one that's flashing on your screen here. Now, this is in effect until 3:30 this afternoon, and this is going to be for the possibility of winds gusting in excess of 60 to even 70 miles per hour at times. And the storms are moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Now, there could also be hail that is up to a quarter size in diameter. That's 1 inch in diameter with these storms. Notice there is a lot of thunderstorm activity across the area, including northern parts of Huron County, up toward Oscoda as well. But throwing the warnings and the lightning back on here for you. This is a very intense thunderstorm now. We have that cell around Chesaning and another one just north of Montrose. These are racing off to the northeast, so we already have damage reports coming in from really much of Saginaw County, around Saginaw. Now we're going to look at this storm that's going to be moving off to the northeast. So areas east of Bay City, such as Essexville, Quanticossee, could have the possibility for some damaging wind gusts making their way on into those areas as well. So you can see there's very heavy downpours right now over a good part of the Tri-Cities, especially off to the northeast around Sebewaing, Bridgeport, Buena Vista, Birch Run, seeing some of these showers and storms now as well. This cell right here that's warned is moving off to the northeast very rapidly again. So we're going to have to watch out for that as we go throughout the next few hours. So areas like Vassar, about 8 minutes from now, Guilford Township, about 6 minutes from now before we see those storms make their way on in. Notice we're taking a look at the velocity, and this looks kind of mumble jumbled, but we're going to keep an eye out for some rotating storms. Remember, tornadoes are a possibility today. Right now, none of this is concerning, but if we do see bright reds and bright greens right next to each other, that's when we know there is the possibility of a tornado. But in other words, we are keeping an eye out for straight line winds. So we have some brighter pinks showing up on here, and when we saw those earlier, they were associated with some damaging wind gusts making their way on through. So right now, lots of shower and thunderstorm activity. Again, the biggest area of concern is with that warning just north of Owasso into parts of Saginaw, Tuscola, and eastern Bay counties. That also extends out over the Saginaw Bay as well. But we're keeping an eye on more areas developing. So Fenton, right now we have a very heavy downpour that's moving into Grand Blanc as well. Numerous lightning strikes developing with these storms, and these storms are just getting going. So they will start to feed off all that hot, humid air in the atmosphere, and they're going to grow pretty substantially over the next couple of minutes, and those will make their way off to the northeast by Lapeer. So like we said earlier, if you're not seeing the storms now, you will shortly. So all the areas that are east of the main line of storms, we're going to see development here pretty shortly. And notice there's a lot of storms, even down to the southeast. We have all this activity to go before we start to quiet things down. I'll take the lightning off so we can actually see the storms themselves. They are growing very strong and they're racing off to the east. So this line in northeastern Indiana and southern Michigan, right along I-69, that's going to be moving into the areas that have not really been hit yet by some of these storms. So that's going to be concerning over the next 30 to 90 minutes or so. Now remember, we are under a moderate risk for severe storms, and this does include all the areas in the thumb that have not yet seen the activity develop. And that means we have the possibility for the rest of the day for this. Now, by far, the main threat is going to be damaging winds. When you see these black hatch marks, that indicates that we have a significant chance of damaging winds across the area. We have already seen it. We have already had consumers report over 100,000 people without power already, and we're just getting started. So again, tornadoes are possible, though they are a lot less likely than the strong damaging wind gusts make their way on through. Yes, we could see a little bit of small hail. The other main threat is going to be heavy rain that at times can cause some flash flooding. Here's how things look in the rest of the afternoon. By 4 o'clock, we are still ongoing with this activity. Notice a lot of that starts to race off to the east by 5 o'clock, and even after 5, we could have a couple more areas of development between 6 and 7 before we start to quiet down for the rest of the nighttime hours. So I do want to reiterate, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning in effect. That is in effect for a good part of Saginaw County. Notice the northwestern part of Tuscola County as well. Throwing the radar on there with it, that is the storm that's moving off to the northeast. It is moving at 55 miles per hour, and it does bring the possibility for some damaging wind gusts with it. And again, a lot of these areas have already been hit, but we also have a couple smaller severe thunderstorm warnings. One is in effect for Iosco County over by East Tawas into Oscoda, and we have another one for Bad Axe into the tip of the thumb. That includes Port Crescent State Park and over toward Port Austin as well, and along with that Grindstone City and just to the eastern part of the thumb also. This is a very intense thunderstorm, the original one that brought all the damaging wind gusts to parts parts of the Tri-Cities area. So we are going to be updating you as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. We'll also be posting all these warnings on Facebook and Twitter, doing Facebook Live feeds as well. And of course, you can have the ABC 12 First Alert weather app. It'll send a push notification to your phone when there is an area of concern moving into where you are. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the afternoon.
This has been an ABC 12 First Alert special report.